Hello and welcome, Buzzers, to our second episode of our afternoon broadcast. We're still bringing you athletics from Pretoria from the Tweezer Super School Series Grand Finale. Brace for the track and field as we have an interesting lineup today. We have the ASA board member Geraldine Pillay letting us in on the inspiration behind the future of Tweezer Super School Series. Then we kick off the show with the rest of the track events we did not feature last week from the under-17s and under-19s boys and girls. We then bring you the field events that included the high jump, triple jump, discus, as well as javelin. Lastly, we bring you Rythmic Gymnastics from Randburg, where we caught up with Natalia's development prodigies.
And isn't that a glorious sight? Absolutely incredible. That's what you can see here at the Tux Stadium here in Pretoria.
We caught up with ASA board member Geraldine Pillay, who gave us her impressions prior to giving you outstanding performances in the track events.
I think this is really a stepping stone and a breeding ground for next Olympians and next world champions, you know. And it's the first of its kind, and I know it's just going to grow from here. And it also prepares the young ones mentally when they get to a World Junior Championship, that they're not too fazed about all the other countries and the whole event, but this right here, and also the fact that they are representing their school, so that they're not that nervous when they step on the ground, or you know. So I really think it's a great initiative. I think that this will definitely take school sport to a next level, and especially in athletics.
Well, we're back with the under-17 100-meter final, first one of 9. And Gift Leotlela's South African record there on the board. Fairly even start by these runners out in lane 6. It is Benjamin Richardson who ran 20.87 in the 200, and he runs at 10.58 in the 100. Well, there's somebody for your relay team in the future, Paul Goris.
Yeah, I think he has to go. Very good time for youth boy, but I think he has to go a little bit faster if he wants to mix it up with the senior guys at this point in time. But, you know, definitely someone to look out for the future. He ran a very good 200 meters early on, and now he backed it up very good with the 100 meters. That was a very good race for Benjamin.
Well, yes, he's got some time to go before he catches up to Akani Simbine, but 10.58 is definitely the time to beat in this boys under 17 100-meter finals. Moving on to final 2 now of 7 in the boys under 19 200 meters. Jean-Ray Pretorius in lane 1 from Klerksdorp, starting very well there. He's running extremely fast on the outside. It looks like Duncan Erasmus from Midstream and Tabang Tlotlolo from Tuck Sport also running very well. It is the man from Tuck Sport, Tabang Tlotlolo, who is running away with this one. He looks a bit like Akani Simbine in his running style. Is Tabang Tlotlolo, 21.32 seconds. That is the fastest time so far. And the time to beat there, the man from Tuck Sport Schoolboys, Tabang Tlotlolo, coming through for 21.32. Very relaxed, very good run. And a very similar running style to South Africa's sprint king, Akani Simbine. Three finals in this boys under 19 800 meters. And in final 1, Blade Runner Ntando Mahlangu, probably the favorite here for this race, as they all start together. But there goes Ntando Mahlangu, comfortably running away from the rest of the athletes. Very bouncy action there for Ntando Mahlangu, coming through the first 400 meters in about 54 seconds. The other athletes still about 50-60 meters behind Ntando Mahlangu. Mahlangu here all by himself out front. And that gap has now grown to about 60 meters. Ntando Mhlanga, there's a race happening behind Mhlanga, but he is going to win this on a trot. And we're going to see a very fast time here from Ntando Mhlanga. Indeed, he finishes at 1:47.34. The race for second place is on. It is Michael Loopscher from Montana. And it looks like Eric Koorts from Klerksdorp running for second place there. But Ntando Mhlanga with a 60-meter lead, easily taking this first final. Moeilik vir atlete na 800 meter op, soos ons noem, op die waterval te begin, almal op een lyn. Dit is gewoon daaraan dat 800 meter atlete in bane begin en eers insny in die agterste pylvak, maar as daar genoegsame atlete is, dan kan almal nie in bane hardloop nie, so hulle doen die wegspring soos wat dit hier gedoen is, en is nommer 281 wat die voortou hier geneem het. Dis Lizaan Taljaard van Elderrein wat tans voorhardloop, nommer 281.526 aan haar buitekant. En nummer 526 is Nelly Hetzel van Klerksdorp. Amper daar val Nelly Hetzel. En haar is Genay Coetzee wat nou opskuif na die derde posisie toe. Vierde algeheel in die 1500 was Genay Coetzee. En slegs 'n paar ure later is sy hier in aksie in die 800 meter. Die atlete gaan probeer kyk vir tye in die omgewing van 2 minute 10, 2 minute 20 selfs. Behoort genoeg te wees om hierdie wedloop te wen, om regtig wêreldklas tye te begin hardloop. Vir die onder 19 meisies moet hulle begin kyk of hulle onder 2:10 kan kom. Die tyd in die streekstyd in Afrikaner Prinsloo was 2:12.9. En so enigiets in daardie omgewing behoort genoeg te wees om hierdie wedloop te wen. Die atlete wat die pas probeer warm maak met 300 meter om te gaan, maar daar is ons voorlopers en dit is Nelly Hetzel wat nou begin voorkom, Genay Coetzee wat ook verby Taljaard skuif. Genay Coetzee wat hier verby hardloop, vierde in die 1500, hier gaan sy lyk met die 800 wen. As ons moet kyk na haar tyd, 2:12 reeds op die klok. Dit is Genay Coetzee wat hier gaan wen. Hokomela Seslabi wat deurkom vir die tweede plek, 2:17.96. Goeie eindpoging hier deur Genay Coetzee van Help Mekaar. Lyk baie gemaklik hier op die einde. Moeilike dag vir haar, 1500 eers gehardloop. En nou hier die wenner van finaal 1 van 2 in die 800 meter.
Coming up after the break, the field events, so don't move.
History in javelin throwing. World champion Marius Corbett, world junior champion Hard Spina, whole host of throwers going over 80 meters in the past. And big shoes to fill here. And first throw there then by Conrad Mouton. Gets that javelin underway. And looks back there. Doesn't seem to be too unhappy, doesn't seem to be ecstatic about it either. And that looks like a really, really good throw there. That looks pretty impressive. Just waiting now to see who that was, number 338 there. That is Richard Buerta, one of the favorites from Garsfontein. Done 63.28 already this year, and then you can see that that is a pretty impressive opener for him. So it's the first time, in fact, that I think South African schools have partnered up with. It's also the first time we're going on the SABC or something like this. So history in the making here today. That's a really good technique. Lots of speed through the circle. Release that really, really solidly from Prestige. Big step, great momentum, wills that discus on, and he seems to be quite happy with that. Big smile on that face. Zanya Mokwena. Be interesting to see just what he got there. He just seemed to be very, very happy. 6'5", Cian de Villiers, one of the big favorites here, and a big strapping lad he is indeed. Powerhouse of an athlete. Make full use of that circle to get as much momentum to whip that arm around and release that discus at just the right angle. Strong athlete, strong legs. Good speed through the circle, and just falling off a little bit there, but that does seem to be a pretty good throw. Watching anxiously, he doesn't seem to be too happy with that. Remember, this is a man who's gone 50.5 meters already this year, 50-52. Too bad in that technique at all. Maybe work a little bit on that speed. Cian de Villiers of Monument Boys. So number 196 in this massive field of 43 athletes. Getting ready for her jump, Ilana Stein. Clears that quite comfortably. I'm interested to see just how these girls go when we hit 150, 155, even 160. 5 girls in this lineup have already gone over, already hit 160 and better this year. Heading off back to the long jump there. Real good speed on the run up. Good plant. There's some good height there.
183.
I'd like to try and find out what distance that was. 966. 183 lining up next now, number 966. Waiting for confirmation on who that was. Big long jump field here as well. All these field events certainly well represented. 41 athletes here. Good run up here. Yeah, Tyler certainly to get in a good effort.
629.
Looked to me like he was just a little bit before the plank when he launched himself into the pit. All concentration. Can we get a big jump from him? Tall, lanky, lean athlete, good high knee lift, but lost a little bit of rhythm there and certainly did not hit the board the way he wanted to. This is where he lost it. Wasn't able to stay in the air long enough. Competitor number 3, 825. 1.60 the bar. And over, and comfortably over indeed. So there's competition here for Menjonberger. That being Carmen Fouchier. Very, very comfortable over that 1.6 from Potch Gym. And we go, and we have our next clearance. That Carla van Staden has. There we have our next clearance. And that looks like. So here we go. Eleni grab last attempt. She teases the bar, but she makes it. And you can just see as she came down, just clipping it with her heels in the bar, hovering there, but still staying up.
After the break, we join Natalia and her development rhythmic gymnast. Rhythmic gymnastics, the kind that uses other apparatuses in a rhythmic way, is our point of focus. Being on Olympic year, here is more from these enthusiastic future Olympians in the making and their coaches.
We concentrate on development of all body muscles equally. Okay, we are not particularly developing only legs or only arms. Everything is important. We are concentrating on our flexibility. We're trying to stretch our backs and split so we can show maximum amplitude on the floor.
Well, it's always best to start young. Some of the best gymnasts in the world start at 4 or 5 years old. We take them in from 5 going on to 6 into beginners. And it's best when they start from beginners because it gives them the body work. And flexibility-wise, it's better to start when you're much younger. And you maintain your flexibility a lot better if you start at a younger age. For long-term use, gymnastics is you have to be very coordinated to be a gymnast. So in any sport that you do, whether it's hockey, swimming, whatever it is, gymnastics will help. It builds all the muscles in your body, it doesn't just focus on one area. It focuses on all your coordination, working with your joints, working with every single muscle in your body. And the only advice I can give people is you have to learn to laugh at your mistakes. You can't get angry or upset every single time you make a mistake. I've had girls come in from beginners or they come into level 1 and I start teaching them new things and they start crying and they get very upset when they can't get it right. But I tell them that it's my job to teach them. It's my job to tell them new things. If we only learn things that we knew already, then what are we doing here?
Obviously, we're looking for talent and we are helping each child to develop to their maximum potential, but we also want them to enjoy, to love coming here, to love every medal that they win, to appreciate every medal that they win, to appreciate every hour they spend here. Obviously, we encourage healthy eating. So I sincerely hope that they go to McDonald's only maybe once in a few months. As a treat, but unfortunately it's not completely in my hands and entirely in my hands to influence their diet. They have their parents that maybe have different ideas to me, so I can advise on what they should be eating, but unfortunately I cannot enforce it. I sincerely believe any physical exercise is healthy and beneficial to children, even to adults. Adults and children should try to spend as much time doing different activities rather than sitting in front of the laptop, computer or TV. Why? I encourage parents obviously to bring girls to our club because we are passionate about what we do and we try to develop each child individual to her maximum potential. So if we see the child is capable of doing higher level than she's currently in, we will advise to move and we will support. Our approach to gymnasts is very personal.
Having gotten a sound impression from their coaches, let us sample from the girls how they are finding it and why they chose this discipline. Also, what they think tomorrow holds in store for them.
I really appreciate Natalia because she's really helped me to grow as a gymnast and as a person.
When I come here, I feel like I'm at home. I don't feel different. I feel the same like everyone.
I like the fact that my coach is always here and she really helps us a lot and she's here for many hours a day.
I would like to be an Olympic gymnast, but I would at least like to get to level 7, 8 and that will be fine for me.
I like clubs and when we are doing handling with apparatus because every time it's new segments we learn or it's either a dance that we do, it's every time it's something new, it's not the same.
It's helped me grow as a person and I feel like I've accomplished so much while I was here.
I would say that gymnastics is really fun and that they should try it and not just be on their computers or phones, iPads all day. And they should go outside or come here.
I say stop sitting in the couch and watching TV and come actually do something and see where it takes you. It might even take you farther than you thought you would go.
Let us have more from the equally enthusiastic parents who dutifully bring these young sporting gems to training on a regular basis.
Umahluko omkhulu esibonayo kubo uba since beqalile i-gymnastics lena is that ba more confident, and into endiyithandayo futhi yilento I would say i-discipline. Yabo into yesport inayo i-discipline because xa ulapha esportini uyaxelela uba hlala phansi ngexesha lokwenza into ethile kufuneka wenze into ethile, so loo nto ifundisa umntana indlela yokuba akwazi umamela, akwazi ukuthobela ilento umthetho xa kuthethwa naye.
It has done a lot to a character. I see a lot of confidence, and more so, you know, it's a competitive sport and she's resilient.
I saw her, she's very active, and I thought, you know, we need to bend the energy somehow because she's very flexible. Her aunt then said maybe we need to try gymnastics, and she quite enjoys it.
For me, it helps a lot because they install discipline. So at least you know that when you talk to a child, they stand still, they listen, pay attention. I would just like to request the parents that we shouldn't choose sports for our kids first. Let them do what they like and they will excel in it.
It develops them physically, gives them confidence, and she enjoys it a lot. If you enjoy something and you turn out to be good at it, one day maybe you can bring home a gold medal for South Africa.
Where's the Buzz? Tonight on the TKO ku-SABC2 ngo10:30 sinilethela umdlalo wesibhakela nokwena Mwabelo. Every Monday, your favorite soccer highlights and review show is on SABC1, brought to you by Thomas Mlambo, Dr. Mnandi, and Pumuzo Manenje. For all your women in sport-related news, the Ladies Club, hosted by Lebo Mutswedi and Valen Kirtley, every Tuesday at 10:30 a.m. on SABC2 has the lowdown. NgoLwesithathu sithi gqi ku-sports at 10 ku-SABC1 siyiphathelwe nguThomas Mlambo noShampunizer.
Remember, you can find SportsBuzz on Facebook, and this is what our buzzers had to say this week. Ntuthuko says, siyabonga kakhulu guys ngokusilethela lolu hlelo. Ngilibuka njalo ngoLwesihlanu alungiphuthi. And Lati Nati says, my favorite show ever. I never miss an episode, and I really like the new time slot. If you also want to communicate anything with us, just search for SABC SportsBuzz and send us through your wonderful messages. Hey Buzzers, we hope you enjoyed track and field as well as rhythmic gymnastics this week. Let us make a date for more next week. Goodbye, Buzzers.